actually
know what I want.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, a little bit. So I got one. I mean, usually their body's gonna like, it's not gonna ever go like this. Most of the time they're gonna trying to like prevent that. So as they do that, like, you know, it gives me that. Yeah, but if I start here, my goal, like, I got my elbow, turn my chest, like right here.
Yeah. I know what it is.
I'm gonna try to go the other way out.
I'm running
Cool. Okay, bring it in. We're gonna get more. Don't worry. Alright, we got a lot of places we can go, right? We're just gonna stick with something simple because we're already working the arm drag, and the arm drag is it's always available in any guard that you're in. It should be one of your first options. You can get behind first and get their back and put them. It's cool to sweep people. It's cool to just finish them right away, but if you're newer and you're like, oh, what do I do here? Just go to the back, arm drags, you know, like in the gi, you got your 2-on-1s. You can still do your 2-on-1s in the no-gi, like you can kind of try to do it with you got to have different, you have to have different points, right, of leverage. So here I'm just going to stuff this in. His head is not going to be over here. Like the second I start looking at this, he's not going to lean over here. He's going to be here. Look, I can start using my foot on his leg. Obviously, I push on something, what happens? It pushes back, you know, it's connect, like it's tight. Right? If you get the correct reaction from your partner, it's tight. Notice how I committed to my elbow here to get to the back. Sometimes I'll do this and I don't go to my elbow, but sometimes I have to go to my elbow. If I go to my elbow here, I don't have that much height on my partner now when I come behind him. So I'm just going to turn my chest to the floor. All right, so my chest on the back of his shoulder and his tricep. And here I'm going to look to put my thigh pry in, and then remember this knee here, it already should be hooked on his leg. I'm going to build up to that knee, I'm going to flare it out a little bit. And remember, I got to have my hips behind my partner on the diagonal. Okay? From here, look, I can either block his arms and take him over, or I can post my hand on the floor and take him over. But all I'm going to look to do is I'm just going to look to like stretch my arm here so it's like a bar, like on the inside of his thigh. Okay, and I'm going to just either here or here. And I'm going to sit and lift his hips down to here. Now that we're here, I don't want to tip so far that we end up rolling this way, because then he can get his head on the floor and he can escape. And the second we come back, I tip him. So when I tip him here, I get to here. Just take that second to go here. Look, move your hip away and back heel this guy. All right. And just start to like get a seatbelt grip, but you also can go right to the neck. Okay, the second I go to a seatbelt grip, he's going to be completely switched on. I've got him off balance, so maybe while he's off balance, boom, I slip that arm underneath the chin. All right, and when I get the arm underneath the chin here, like just like a standard rear naked choke, I'm going to take my my palm here, and I'm going to take my 4 fingers, and I'm going to grip a little ridge of bone here, a scapula, and I'm just going to hug that nice and tight. My other hand is going to just control this guy. All right? Because this is the hand that's most going to give me most trouble. If he can get his thumb in here, I'm done. Okay, I go here and here. Now, once I got this original the strangle arm set, I'm just going to pull this guy out. All right, and I'm going to take my other hand and I'm going to just put it on top of my strangle hand, my choking hand. All right, and I'm just going to slide it in. And as I slide it in, I'm going to open up my other hand and I'm going to clasp. Okay, just a rear naked choke. I'm just gonna grab my bicep, and put the back of my hand in behind Dylan's head. All right, and I'm just gonna, you know, if I have a body triangle, that's fine. If I have hooks, that's fine. If I have my legs like this, that's fine. I'm just gonna start to squeeze. All right. I want to make sure that the pin of my elbow is underneath my opponent's chin. If I don't get that, that's fine too. I can do some different stuff. So I'm going to do the exact same move to start off. If he's controlling my shin, and I can't get this guy free because look, as I try to pull this way, strong. I'm here, I make connection. Now I hold his wrist. Now there's tension, look. Take the tension away. Pull this across. Alright, I was watching you guys doing your like wax on, wax off stuff. Also really good. Okay? But here, if I take my foot out, break, force it in, scoop, thigh pry in, chest on the back of his shoulder and tricep, build up to my knee. Now this hand, boom, can do whatever it needs to do. Don't stay on both knees, bring one knee up. Okay, from here, I can either block his forearm, tipping him down, or I can put my hand out for base, I tip, I sit. Once we get to here, look, I can just go standard seatbelt, put in my second hook, and then go for the choke. Okay, just block this guy, punch it in, but as you can see, he's brought these guys to the party now, so I got a hand fight for him. If I get used to the second I get my opponent tipped, boom, I'm already underneath his chin. Okay. For here, I get my elbow underneath his chin. I keep my head nice and tight so my chin should be over his shoulder. I don't want to be trying to rear naked choke anybody here. I want to be here. Okay. I'm going to pull this hand out, put it on the back of my choking hand, and I just slide it in. Grip my bicep. From here, keep your chin over top of your wrist. Don't try to finish here. No power. Engage your core. Everything's forward. And then start squeezing. And then I can arch my hips if I really need to. Whatever else I got to do. But I do not want to be choking somebody if their head's really low, so I want to be balled up on them. Here. A lot of options as far as like what we can do on the back, but this is a really simple one. Look here, break, trap, punch that in, okay? And do it a little faster. Cool. Cool? One more time or got it? Got it? 1, 2, 3. Got it? Hey, Horn. Yeah. It matters. Yeah. Here. Look where my hands are. I want to go here. And now look at my hand. So way back. Here. That's the one. Open. Yeah. You can see his neck. Okay.
They grab it
Here.
and then sort of lock this up.
I want you to go. That's what's choking him on this side. This is what's choking him on the other side. That's why I try to get the pin in my elbow underneath his chin as best as possible. You ever have somebody that rear naked choke and you can't finish it very good?
You could do one arm.
I got it. Well, for the one arm, I have to have the secret.
We can fight worse.
That was great.
If you try to fight that, it looks like
Yep, yep.
Can you show me the
Yeah, yeah. That's pretty much right. Yeah. Like that. Get that outline. Yeah, you look good, don't worry.
No?
Where's the ready to go? Yeah.
Glad you go in your eyes.
You only have 2 matches. Probably my,
See what he said about it? It was like a bow.
Yeah, I didn't feel it. I know what he's talking about. Right there. Use that as a hook. It's like a crimson slime. Little body crimp. That's right. That's right. It's an evolution to kill people and to live.
Oh, yeah. Anyone in the media can go.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh my God, there's no. There's not a chance
Wow, that's great.
Good.
Get it in there. No, you're good. I will stop.
All right, cool. Bring it in. So we're just going to show one more thing. We can go through the whole motion of the takedown. We're going to take down the back end. What if I can kick this guy out? Like your feet, like if you're playing butterfly guard, like just don't think everything's gonna. Sometimes you gotta put your feet on the guy. Like putting your feet on the guy, just like starting to push him. Like look, I can just retract this guy, won't break that, and then I go. I already have my foot on his hip. That gives me nice control. So like get the angle right. So just think about your feet a lot. The bottoms of your feet being on them. So it's always a good thing in the guard, in the open guard. But now, here we go. However, I'm going to set up my arm drag. Look, boom, I go to the back. Hand build up. Okay. From here. If he's really wide like he is, just stay right there. If he's really wide like he is, we don't even have to tip him down to put the second hook in. We just put the second hook in. Easy to flip him over. Now, we are on the strong side, all right, which is my choking arms on bottom. So it's good for rear naked choke. It's really not good for everything else, right? So I have one weapon that I can really use right now. Besides scoring my points for the back and having back control, I'm limited. Good thing is that his head, he can't get the back of his head on the floor because my arm's there, right? But I'm limited on what I want to do. So if I like to do other submissions, triangles, arm bars, it's going to be a lot harder to do from here. So what I'm going to do is, look, I'm just going to bring my foot across. Okay, I'm going to step on his hip a little bit. I'm just going to push, okay, down on his hip. All right, when I push down on his hip, I just see how his armpit lifts a little bit. Okay, my choking arm is just going to switch. It's going to go underneath. My overarm is going to come over the top. And I'm just gonna figure 4, Kimura grip, the arm, okay? If you're having trouble getting the figure 4 Kimura grip with the arm, just start going for a choke. So trust me, you're here, he's gonna bring his arm in, I can either get that, or if you waited too long, I just start thinking about the choke right here. So I can go palm to palm, just take my rear naked choke from this side. So again, boom, 3, 4, he's really tough, boom, here, boom. And I'm thinking about something else, give him a little shove. Go to the back, okay, from here, if he's wide, I put the hook in, okay, if he's not wide, I just tip him down to a hip, boom. Okay, I start thinking about the neck, he starts projecting his neck, boom, throw the hook in, okay. If I can take him all the way to the far side, if that's the way I want him, I can bring him over to the far side. But maybe I don't, and we're on this side. How do we get from this side to the other side? Look, I bring my foot across my shin across his belt line, okay, and I hook jiu-jitsu my foot on his thigh, put my feet together, and now when I push down towards the floor, okay, I can lift him up a little bit, all right? When I lift him up a little bit, I take my arm out and I pummel it underneath, all right? So again, go from here, press, boom. And a lot of times as you get your opponents back, they're gonna have their knees in and their feet are on the floor. So watch, it becomes easier when I start pushing to do this. Okay, from here, go from over the shoulder, I step, I go under, and then I go here and I can lock up my figure 4 grip, or I can start thinking about my rear naked choke right away. The difference being when we're on this side, when I go for my rear naked choke, my head has to be really where it needs to be. Because his head can get to the floor right here, right? Come back. So as I'm going for my choke, I have to close the circle with my own head. Sometimes I can even trap this arm. Just do one arm. Okay? Or, boom, I retract my arm, shoot my rear naked choke in. If you have other weapons that you like to do, like your arm bars, that's cool. Okay? All that other stuff, can't get into. But if you got it, you can. Cool? 1, 2, 3.